The following HVAC Shop Talk video is brought to you by UEI Test Instruments. Their great tools include the new C161 combustion analyzer, the DL429B clamp multimeter, and the Hub 6 refrigeration analyzer. Find out more at ueitest.com. Guys, I thought it would be cool if I showed you the loadout on the Veto Tech OT-MC I just got, and I'm going to be using it for service calls. I have a call tomorrow. Oh yippee, oh fun. First things first, there's a plastic section in here, which I'll show you. I'll tell you what I have in here, and then I'll show you why I'm not using it as intended. I have Stay-Cons and other little fasteners, screws, and stuff like that. I always carried one of these things, and I always will. I have a headlamp. I have the UEI DL479, I think. I'm not positive, and I don't feel like unzipping it. But if you want a picture of something that looks like it, there you go. And have my rigid 12-volt drill that I always used in service for the last several years. And you see, there is this plastic zone on the inside here, and this little thing right here can fit in there. But this thing seems useless to me. And it seemed more advantageous to actually put my other stuff in here instead of this thing. It has a nice rubber top that comes off, as you can see. And it's kind of a cool little container, but just not any shape that I need. So I'm going to take it out and just fill this space up with the stuff that I just pulled out, because that's more useful to me than having that container. On the front side here, I have some nut drivers. I have a 5/16 Klein. Has nice little pockets right across the back and a set of larger pockets up front here. 1/4 Klein. I have this cheap little multi-tool I bought at Walmart just so I'd have a multi-tool. I might get a different one later, but it's just to kind of fill that void for right now. I have a Wera flathead screwdriver, a Wera Phillips screwdriver, a set of scissors for cutting insulation and stuff like that, my Irwin wire strippers. A lot of these tools are holdovers from my previous service life. I bought these Hart pliers at Walmart just to see what the deal was. They don't look that great. They seem kind of cheap. That's my initial appraisal. I have my nice angled needle nose pliers I get at Harbor Freight. I love these things. And I have my razor blade tucked in front, as well as I have a pair of Gorilla gloves. They are sold at Home Depot, and they are fantastic. On the side, I just have a little tiny wrench. I'll probably put a bigger wrench in here. I couldn't find my larger wrench. I had an Irwin one, and it's around here somewhere, so I left that out. But I have a small one right here, a black Sharpie, thermostat screwdriver, and a pin rotating around. Again, this side is a little incomplete. I have tucked down in there a new Hillmore offset service tool. Have the UEI DTH35 that has enthalpy. That's why I use it. I have the other UEI, the PDT650, which just does dry bulb, I believe. And then I have some zip ties, nice blue bright zip ties. I have a little hose for my Z manifold, my Irwin crimpers, because the Klein crimpers, the insulated ones I have, are way too big to fit right there, and they actually fit right here. And I have a Z manifold gauge, and I'll probably grab the low side when I go up to my office, bring it down here and tuck it right here, so they're both right there. On the opposite side, I have a blank spot where I have, I guess, forgotten to put a tool there, because if there's a blank spot, I will fill it up. Little bitty baby tape measure made for ladies. No offense to any ladies, it's just a... It's a 12-foot Work Pro. It's horrible. Have one of the reversible 3-inch chucks from Malco, 5/16 to 1/4. Have a filled piece mirror with a pre-cracked in it. Wait a second. Who's that good looking? Oh, yeah, okay. And a white rev marker, because rev markers are the shit, and they are awesome. So, that's it. That's going to be my service bag. What do you guys think of that? Let me know what you think in the comments. we'll see how this bag works out. I got a different bag too, which I'll go get. I got this Tech Series MB3B bag, and I gotta tell you, on the first initial look at it, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with this bag. I really don't know exactly how I'm gonna use this bag. Maybe testing instruments, maybe airflow stuff. I'm not sure, because it has a nice big pocket on the inside with a divider in there you can remove. Has a bunch of big flat panels on front and one on back for, like, I don't know, notepads or something very slender or flat. A couple pouches on the side, but there's not a whole lot to it. But I just don't know what I'm gonna use it for right now. I got it because I thought it looked pretty cool and I really wanted to try it out. It was either gonna be this or that new TPXL. I almost regret not getting the TPXL now, having looked at this thing. But those of you who might have this, what do you think of it? Do you like it, and what do you use it for? So that's where we're at right now with this thing. There's a loadout bag. Hopefully I'll get you that service call, guys. I just wanted to run through the loadout and see what you thought of it. And now for a service call. So I'm about to leave here. I have a couple containers, just regular totes, some tools in there. I don't need all my tools. I know where I'm going. The guy actually already has a ladder for me, and he understands this is a preliminary call. The company is not really fully formed yet, but I told him I'd go ahead and take a look at it, and we have everything we need here in case we have to go up in the attic, because it's like 75, 80 degrees today for some reason in the winter. So there's all my stuff. We're gonna get out of here. Maybe we can do some fun stuff today. We can definitely see an old unit though, that's for sure. Nope, that is not very winter-like at all. Running the AC in February. It's crazy. We ride it high, and we ride it low, and where we end up, only God knows.
Warning, the following scene may be unsuitable for small children or apprentices.
I'm not gonna take this as a bad sign or anything. There's his tail. His tail's still fine, and there's a ball of fur in his skull. This is like the start of a horror movie. If you see the bottom right there, it's kind of hard to see. Yeah. Right here. This is where the power used to come in, but when the drain backed up, it flooded, and of course it hit that lug right there, and caused an issue. And then when we were looking at it, I don't know when that was, like 3 or 4 years ago maybe, it sparked and then damaged the heat strips, which are here. There's a coil inside there. I don't know if the coil's any good or not. And you've been without those the whole time, which is probably why it runs longer in the wintertime.
Yeah, it definitely does not play warm air.
And maybe it's compounded now by something else, we'll see. But that's the reason. Because they're in defrost, those have to turn on. So if it's not on, it's just air conditioning blowing in the house during that few minute period. I don't know if they still make those or not. I think they probably do if you're interested in it. So we could look, but...
So, I mean, how much... I mean, it's old.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, all the parts... They still make all the stuff for this thing, I'm fairly certain. But I mean, it's just, you don't make a decision on what you want to do eventually.
Well...
We'll see how well it works in general.
Okay.
So, besides the heat strips.
Things to remember
Next time. Well, it's like I was saying to Melissa, this is almost like an opportunity just to do like a dry run. Not that I want to experiment with your air conditioners, not what I'm saying, but like just get back in the swing of it.
Yeah. Well, you got nice new shoes too. Your shoes aren't messed up, man.
I have boots at the house. I walked out without even putting them on. That's also something I have to remember. All right, I know I replaced that at one point because I recognize it. Everything's new right now. Except, well, not everything. This is probably the same one I used last time I was here, but there's some tools that are new, some tools that are old. 5 microfarads. See? We'll see if I can put it on there. 4.874. That's good. Okay. A happy day. And this is probably 3 or 4 years old, I guess. At least.
Yeah.
Old enough where it was assembled in Mexico.
So what makes it ice up on the outside?
On the outside, it'll naturally ice up in the wintertime. Periodically, because of that ice, it'll trip a little sensor, and it'll cause a timer to start when that timer is completed, it'll put the unit in air conditioning, which will make that coil hot and melt the ice.
Okay.
And that's when the strips come on to negate the air conditioning.
Because it's not like it's not like, I mean, my neighbor over there, the other side, right before they replaced theirs, the whole thing would frost up. And it'd be frosted up for like days at the time. But I noticed it's like in bands. So
Is yours in bands?
Yeah, there's about 3 bands where
normal.
it'll ice up.
That sounds normal, because when the refrigerant goes into the unit or goes to that coil outside, it enters at 3 or 4 different points. So when it ices at those points. Yep. It'll wrap around. As long as it doesn't continue to fill until the entire coil's full, I mean, it's probably just a natural defrost or normal defrost, which we're not really going to see today because it's 75 now. Yep, she's on. 1.37 amps is just fine. I just want to see that it is CPH24 heat pump from 1995 in November. Wow. Some lady called me the other day. As soon as I decided to do this whole venture and try to come back here and do some stuff, some lady called me, but it was a job that I wouldn't be able to handle. So I sent it right over there to them. It came full circle though, because my dad used to send me out on calls for him when he needed help as far as volume. So I would do some of his calls every now and then, and he sent me out to this lady, and then she introduced me to her sister. And I did 2 houses for them, put in new units, and so it's kind of come back to him again, so to speak. So well, that's good. So there's nothing on here, but maybe it's a 30/5 probably.
Are your mom and dad doing good?
Yeah, they're doing pretty good.
On Sunday. Yes, they went to breakfast. There was I'm like, if I...
Well, the air conditioning's not calling yet.
Is it not?
It should be. What a thing?
No, I wondered if it was like that, but it's not. But it's definitely, he's doing some sort of sales kind of thing, maybe.
Compressor's running 6.3 amps. Oh, this is gonna be really easy to see. And let's do a screenshot on that. But I'll tell you, it's 46 degrees of superheat, 1 degree of subcooling, 130 over 50. All right, we had 2 Schrader cores leaking. This one was leaking pretty heavily, and this one not so much, so I just put a cap with O-ring on that one. And this one right here, this Navac core remover would not grip the actual core, so I had to kind of sandwich it a little bit closer, which I hope you can see there. But when I did that, it kind of tore the metal, and I decided that I did not like this at all, and this is not good. So won't ever use that one again. So that one's out of the running for best core remover, but we just have some low refrigerant in this one, and probably changed out. As an air conditioning repair person, I pride myself on teaching my children about the trades. There's one of my children now. He's learning about the trades on his interactive computer tablet.
I'm not.
What are you doing? He doesn't mean that. Well, he's probably learning about the trades, probably hooking up plumbing pipes or going through electrical diagrams, right?
This guy is paying. Please get me away.
So you guys saw what happened with the Navac core remover. Well, after I got home from work, I contacted one of my good buddies at Navac, and he told me that they actually had a few core removers that were part of a bad batch. So I want to go ahead and put that out there, guys, that Navac is going ahead and stepping up and taking care of this. They're sending me a core remover. So if you're one of the people with one of these core removers, you can be aware that this is just not how Navac makes their core removers. It was actually a flaw in manufacture, I guess. That's my speculation. But they are stepping up and taking care of it. So when it gets here, we'll be able to test that VCRT against some of the other ones. So I thought I should make that distinction before we go thinking that Navac makes a horrible core remover, and it may be just me out there that's going to get one of these things, but it was a very small amount of their VCRTs, so I wanted to put that out there, guys. And I hope you enjoyed my first service call back in action. Hell, I know I did. It wasn't even that exciting. Just some run cap testing, some blower testing, some chit-chatting, and some low refrigerant. Just all standard fare, but it was great to be back there. Great to get the tools out. And I really liked the OTMC. So that was a pretty cool bag. There are some things I would change on it. It's kind of hard to reach in like the front part beyond where the little pockets are at. But I'll tell you one thing right now. I like the Hub 6 too. That worked really well. I'm about to try it with Measure Quick though. I had it with the Hub app. I want to try it with Measure Quick. For some reason, I couldn't import the probes right there. I was trying to just kind of automatically do it, and there might be some steps I'm trying to skip. So I'll try to have that done by the next service call, guys. Who knows when that'll be. Hopefully really, really soon, because I had a good time. And of course, they're probably going to change this unit out. No sooner did I say I don't want to do change outs, and someone has a unit that needs to be changed out, and I'm really at a crossroads deciding what I'm going to do. I think I'm probably going to make the plunge and change this unit out, and just kind of go all in, which leads us to a whole nother series of videos on choosing the equipment brand, what are you going to sell, why are you going to sell it, and a whole bunch of other things that we could talk about. So I'll probably just do it because of that, guys, because it'll be worth the conversation. And you know what? It's good money. It's just one of those things where you have to invest a little bit more time into that job, but you get to do a lot of fun testing too. So there's a lot of good stuff about it. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. I'll be back again next week on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. We release these episodes. So I hope you enjoyed this. Put a comment down there. What'd you think about it? What do you want to see next time? Just whatever you're thinking. And remember, at the end of the week, we'll do a Q&A video for some of the comments that I've chosen during the week so I can answer them on a video. So have a good week, guys, and I will see you on the next one.